Hey guys, welcome back to Ewetopia, my all sheep island. I'm Tofu, and today we're going to be doing the full completed tour of this fantastic island. So we're going to jump over to the entrance and show it off in all its splendour. So see you there. So here we are at the entranceway, and this is my Cottagecore No-Terraforming island, and the whole basis of this island came about because I just wanted the sheep. And so every single villager that I have on this island are sheep, naturally. Makes sense, right? All sheep island. Great. Anyway, we cross over the train track, and we do actually see this little train track appear on the island later on. But we have left will take us to the resident services and this delightful little sheep pen. But we're actually going to head right. So plenty of obviously cottagecore feeling, lots of trees, lots of plants. I love the good amount of flowers. If we go up this way, this little flower path leads up to the Able Sisters and our tailors. So they have a nice little rest area for the employees, obviously Sable and Mabel. But then you come down the beach and we have plenty of picnic spaces and lots of little camping tents and things. And that's going to be a common theme when it comes to the beaches on this island. I'm never really sure what to do with the beaches and like the designs, but yeah, I've tried to make them look a little bit varied, but there's going to be plenty of picnic spots and just yeah, real kind of chill places to hang out and enjoy the ocean view and things like that. So we'll just go up this path here, and then obviously we'll go up this time, and we come up to a small little pumpkin patch, which is just for the use of any villager. But if we continue further on, we have Stella's farm. So she mainly deals with wheat, but has the occasional pear tree, hence the boxes of wheat and pears, obviously. Again, the beach has been designed a little bit, but she's got a little silo just behind her home and this little shed where she keeps all of her produce and various equipment and things. And I did try and obviously make it seem like there was an attachment, like a barn, to her home, but there is a little bit to this side, so we'll actually run down there and just see what that is. But as you can see, we have this very colourful flower wheel garden, which I love ever so much. Very colourful, very cute, and it took one hell of a lot of work to get it to basically be like this, and where I was happy. So if we then carry on left carries over to the resident services again, and we have Wendy sweeping right next to the glorious flag. Ugh. People seem to love that flag, and I'm not sure why. I did it really quickly, and I thought it was kind of silly. Anyway, we're going to go through this like covered pathway with all these pear trees, and that leads up to this little cafe area that's just on the side of Stella's home. So it's like a farmhouse cafe. So Stella and maybe like the help of Wendy or someone else just runs this cafe, and so you can grab a bit of organic fruit, some nice treats and things, maybe a little cup of coffee, you know, something like that. Really just chill out and enjoy your day. Then obviously we've got these various paths around this pond here, but we're then going to go down here. So we have this small resting kind of movie area, another place for a picnic and just to chill out with, you know, an outdoor movie, like I said. And right next to the sheep pen, we have this open marketplace, so kind of like a flea market, I guess, but they're selling various toys. You've got like puzzles and like scrapbooking activities and things. There's tea and cakes and a little bit of refreshments here with the fortune cookies. You've got a little bit of soup and juice. But immediately going down from this marketplace, you have the campground. You have a little bear picnic spot, which I love to bits. I think it's really cute, and I actually stole this from basically my very first island. Like I did that on my Skytree island, but then we keep going down. Obviously we've got the beach again, just kind of looking a little bit wild and overgrown, and we have Vesta checking out the little ice cream truck. So I really like these when like people do these on their islands, and so I knew I had to use it at some point, and I thought right next to the campground made the most sense. But if we just move slightly right, again we've got another extension to the campground, another little tent, little space for just picnics or just chilling out, you know, just really enjoying your holiday on this island. So we then move to the left and we have this delightful little hedge maze. Obviously it's nothing too complicated. It's literally just one way, really. You can't get stuck in it, but it was a good way to use space. And then you've got this delightful little bell, beautiful, right next to this little mushroom patch, which again anyone can use. And then we head up into a mini neighbourhood being Kurlos and Vesta, and they have this gyroid garden. So Vesta is mostly the person that looks after all the gyroids. Well, I've got Kurlos, who's a bit of a farmer, a bit of a green thumb, so he kind of looks after the various plants and things around. But his main focus is this little tomato patch. And obviously we've got this little gyroid here who's acting as a scarecrow. Such a good boy, keeping away all the various pests and things. But now we're just going to head up right past the little movie section and just beyond the river. So we're going back kind of on the way we came, over the bridge, and then we'll go left and we have another little farm space, and it is actually a barn and vineyard. And this barn build is probably my favourite build I've ever done on the channel, honestly. I think it looks amazing. Hopefully you guys agree. But yeah, I'm really proud of just how it turned out, especially with all the purple flowers, obviously the grape hats to represent the grapes and things. The wisteria pergolas really made it look like grapevines and things, and like I said, I'm just really happy with the result. And yeah, I will probably end up reusing that barn build at some point in the future, who knows. If I ever need a barn, obviously that'll be my go-to. We obviously have stairs up here, but we're going to go right for now, because this leads up to the museum. We have a small apiary, a little section for bees, and obviously all these red flowers and cherries and things so they can make their honey. But we go through the archways here, and this leads up to the museum. However, we've got a few little activities we can do. So here's a little pottery and like clay furnace, I guess, if you wanted to do any activities, you know, just on the outside of the museum. So they do various classes and things like that, fun things for kids. A little gyroid walk which leads up to the beach, and here we have a fossil walk. So we have various design codes and fossils dotted around. That obviously carries on up the beach, but we do have this big exhibit in that this massive fossil that hasn't been excavated yet. And I really love all the codes that I've used. I think some of them are just like, well, all of them honestly are fantastic. And yeah, I'm really glad that I found them. And then it all leads up to these big boys out here, the dinosaur exhibits. So it's part of the museum exhibit and they've kind of pushed it outside. And I've never actually done this, so this is the first time I've ever put a full dinosaur exhibit outside on any of my islands. But I thought it was very fitting, and again, it used up the space very nicely. But now we're just going to go back on ourselves a little bit, and we'll go back up the stairs that I mentioned previously. So here we are. So we do have a small resting area, just like a little bench, just hidden away in the trees on the left hand side. But right is the way that you obviously want to carry on if you want to go around the entirety of the island. We have a small carrot patch, which is mainly under the care of Willow here. However, her main care is, if you go up the stairs, she is the one that oversees the natural wedding space. So I absolutely love the wedding items in this particular colour, the green, yellow. I love it to death. And I think the splashes of white and obviously the green mums and the yellow roses I think work really nicely. So if there are any villagers that you happen to ship and they want to get married, bring them over to this section and Willow will officiate and obviously make everything official. You'll just sign off your marriage, make it all proper, legal and everything. And then we'll take it to the left hand side here and we'll come up to another mini neighbourhood. This time it's Kashmir and Dom, and here we have Dom just thinking outside Kashmir's house for some reason. I wonder if he's upset her. But we have another little sheep pen just on the right hand side here. So I do like to dot a few of these sheep just around. We have a secret little reading space here, which is mainly for Kashmir, because I've got it in my headcanon that she is the one that likes reading, and Dom is the one that mostly looks after the sheep on the right hand side, but they kind of take it in turns. So a little library again for the courtesy of Kashmir here, and then we just keep going left. Because this was no terraforming, it was really difficult with like little sections like this. I didn't know what to do, or like random like juts of land which just seemed to close off. And so I've made a lot of various resting spaces with benches and things and just made it quite a calming space. But then we go over this suspension bridge and we come up to Fritta's orange orchard. So the house just seems very fitting, obviously with the green and orange. So I thought naturally an orange orchard would be the way to go. And this little area here is definitely one of those bits that I mentioned where it was just a random bit of land that I didn't know what to do with. And so I've put a load of wheat, and obviously we've got that single sheep just hiding there, but shh, you didn't see that, boy. But again, I love the codes that I managed to find. Obviously these orange crates are fantastic. Whoever drew this one for the orange sign that I've used, oh, chef's kiss. Mwah, fantastic. But obviously I've tried to make a little fake building just behind Fritta's home, so it's kind of like a storage shed in which she keeps all of her excess orange and various orange products that she makes. Also, we've got a little bit of marmalade and some cake on the side there, just as proof as to what she does. Where we go through the pergola, down the cliff road here, up this little ramp, and we have a very natural walk space. So I wanted the outdoor bath here just as a bit of flowing water, a bit of sound, a bit of movement, and I honestly find moving water really relaxing. So if you find me a waterfall or something like that, I could sit there for hours. But the walk takes you to these two sections here. So we've got a little section where you can sit down and have a fish at this top pond to your heart's content, or you can come over here with a choice of a few more fishing rods. So there's a few things on the left hand side on the beach, but we'll get there in a minute. So we just got to run back. But the path leading from Fritta's orchard also leads to the Nook's Cranny. So obviously we have the shopping trolleys here with the basket. We have a small space just to sit down and obviously try some of the wares that you could then buy from the Nook's Cranny. So I've got bread and a little carrot cake, and I thought the flowers was just a cute touch. I do love the carnations. I just wish they came in like a couple of other varying kind of colours and things. But, you know, it is a really cute item, so I do use it a lot. So here we have now just come up to an area that I have not built on camera at all. So this is all new to everyone. So we've got this little resting area with the phone box and the clock. And a little sign basically just pointing to the shop. But I'm just going to quickly go up here because we have the player home being obviously myself, Tofu. And naturally it's the biggest home because I'm an egomaniac. But this little area leads up to the 24/7 ice skating rink. And I really love the ice items. I've never really been able to find a use for it, so I thought a skating rink would just be a really good touch. And it means that I can use things like all the Christmas items as well, like this reindeer, the sleigh, the various Christmas trees, without it looking too out of place, even though it's like mid-May in the game. It's just, you know, a good reason to use these items, because I couldn't find a decent way to fit them in otherwise. But now we're just going to go down to the last little neighbourhood, in which we have Muffy's house, we have Timbra's, and we have Wendy's. So we're just in front of the train tracks that I previously mentioned do appear again on the island. So I've got the headcanon that the train kind of just goes by, drops people off from one side of the island to the other, and then it goes through this tunnel and it goes off to the various other islands that have the train track available to them. But we have various little farms and things just in front of the homes. So this is a little lavender farm, very purple. Obviously there's another splash of carrots. Another little resting area with this hay bed and the gyroid. If we obviously go across the train tracks, through another little arch. Again, everything's very cottagecore, natural. There's another little farm space with sugarcane and these little cauliflowers. Another little picnic space with the kids' tent. And I've also put the yuzu bath there, because I thought it just fit, especially in the river mouth with the estuary. But you just keep going to the left hand side. We've got this little soccer goal, or football goal if you're from my side of the pond. And yeah, everything's very natural. I do love how this island came out. But then I'll show off the beach space that obviously we saw from above. So very overgrown, nothing too spectacular in this part. However, it does slowly lead up to this area in which you can hire a yacht to go fishing into the ocean, and obviously you've got the various fish bait and the renting tickets, and we've got the fishing rods for hire as well. And obviously there's these stools in which you can then chill out by the fire if you've been out to sea, it's been a bit of a cold one, something, you know, a little bit of a choppy day, you can just warm up here. And this is naturally just a little shed for all the equipment in which this little stool holds. And so, that is the entirety of my island. If obviously you would like to check out the villager home interiors, then be sure to check out the video that I last posted on this channel, because I basically redesign every single villager home and make them all fit within the roles that I've given them. But I'm just going to quickly run off to the resident services, because I have one small last thing to show you guys. And I've drawn a bulletin board notice, and it is this. Because I'm such an artist, so much praise for myself, I've drawn a shiny Wooloo because I love that boy. However, I did have 5 loose sheep on the island. So, did you manage to spot them all? I made one of them very obvious, and actually mentioned them, but, you know. If you did happen to spot all 5, I guess throw them down in the comments and let me know. However, if you would like to peruse this island to your heart's content and maybe look for the loose sheep, the dream address is 6588 4160 4049. So yeah, be sure to check it out and have a good just peruse, I guess, at your own leisure. So hopefully you enjoyed everything that I've done on this island. It's been real fun designing it all, and it's been a bit of a trip, like every island that I've ever designed, and I'm really happy with the end results, and hopefully you are as well. So I want to say a massive thank you if you made it this far into the video. If you enjoyed, please hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't done already. As for my next couple of videos, I've got a Ewetopia video coming out, I plan to do a build on my rainbow themed island of Archon CL, and I've got a trivia video also in the works, so hopefully I'll see you there. But until next time, I want to say a massive thank you, hope to see you in the next video, and until the next one, have a good one. See you guys!